Terry, how was the Talladega race, sir?
Terrible.
Terrible. Why was it terrible?
Turned it off.
You see what Mr. Bush said this week, didn't you? Said he hates this car.
I know. He hates everything about what he's doing right now over there. I mean, he's. I mean, you got one of the best drivers in the world, and give him something to go with. I mean, if you want to get back to the top like you used to be, give the guy something. If this was Dale Earnhardt Senior, he'd be having some stuff, or he'd not be racing.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's how I think about Kyle Busch. He's not a Dale Earnhardt Senior. He's never going to probably ever be that good, but
he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
He's got talent. Don't deny that.
Yeah, give him what he wants, and then he can change your whole program.
He don't like this car,
and he said from day one, give me something to ride with. I mean, he pulled out last week. And I was like, stay in line. I mean, then he pulled up, and he went clean to the back.
It killed him. He killed that whole. They tried to go 3 wide.
And I'm like, he could have stayed where he was at and finished in the top 10. But, there's nothing there for him, and I don't blame him. I would be mad, too. If I was that type of driver, I would be mad every time I stepped out there.
Do you think it's more, Terry, and the answer to this might be both, but do you find it more fault with RCR, or do just the fact the car tomorrow setup and all that?
No, because I think when he was driving the car before, he was successful. I mean, think of it. He is when Jimmy Johnson was towards the end of his career, and they would give him a car. Jimmy had come out and said, "Look, I need something to drive. I'm tired of being in 15th," and that's what Kyle Busch is right now. He's around 15th or back, in the cars that he's driving, and he's too good of a driver for that to happen. So give him something. It's more RCR. Give the guy what he needs.
Yeah, he's 17th in the points right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think Kyle's experiencing a little bit with it. Like he said, he mentioned Jimmy, and you got to think, well, how do you think Jimmy feels now? He's an actual owner. And I always ask, when one of our old NASCAR experts were on here, one of my questions was, and I always say, well, these guys got better parts than these guys, and I always wondered where this shady car dealer part salesman
J3 mechanic part sales,
where the like Hendricks walks in and Richard Childress walks in, he's like, I'm only selling to one of you and the highest bidder, and then you're all else screwed. Wouldn't it benefit that guy to sell them all the same thing?
That's that black market's owned by Randy Quaid and Robert Duvall.
Yeah,
I was just always curious about that part. Like what shop are they going to? I understand, back in the old days you do a lot more manufacturing yourself and stuff, and now it's more of a basically give them a kit is what they give them for the most part.
Yeah.
But I've never understood like what you're saying, Terry. And
well, Kyle Busch is one of them people. I mean, you have to understand, if he's not happy, then he's saying heck with it and bails right on out. I mean, that's just the type of driver he is. Either you give me something I can succeed with, or if it's not working, you know what? Heck with this, man. I'm going back here where I'm not going to wreck, and I'm going to finish 25th to 30th.
Well, I saw a comment, Terry, and see what you can say or think about this. So I don't know exactly. Y'all can speak to Kyle more. This is more about Jimmy, but he was talking about, and we all know, he grew up He grew up driving motorcycles and the trucks that easily flip over, the off road. The rally trucks, whatever. And so he was always, when he was in NASCAR, he wanted his car loose. Mm-hmm. So if you ever watched any of his races, he was sliding all over the place around the corners. Well. And he was talking the other day about you drove that car off the back rear wheel, and now the new car you got to drive off the front right. Mm-hmm. And it's totally different driving style and weight differential. And none of him and some of the older guys aren't used to that at all. And so that's why you see them spinning by a lot of the guys just spinning by themselves because they're driving that wanting it. He wants it to be loose, and as soon as he gets it loose at all. The front end, he loses the front end on it.
Yeah, and I feel so sorry for him because last week he had that run coming from the outside, and Kyle says, well, I'm going to go to the front. I'm going to make a third lane, and we're going to go to the front. But when he pulled out there, it's like the whole lane stopped.
And it did.
And it went straight to the back. I mean, nothing pushing. Then the guy didn't come up behind him to push him, so there was no pushing. And I was like, holy moly, boy, this is disaster.
Yeah, 'cause
because when you're running 8th and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're 25th. And I'm talking about 25th in a lap. I mean, that's how quick he went back.
I told my wife when I said they're pulling out. I said they're gonna make the third line, and I was like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah, as soon as it happened.
It was that quick. I was
Yeah.
like, that's bad. I said, hey, it's over. Because I was pulling for Kyle. And I said, it's over. He's not got a shot now. So I know they are. I don't know if you saw this or not, Kevin, but the 43 car this week. Did you see the paint scheme for that this week yet?
Yeah, we'll pull that up.
Okay.
Here in a second. Because Eric Jones actually cracked a
His
bone
back
in his
broke
back.
vertebrae.
Yeah.
and so he's going to
Sure
be out.
does.
They don't say it's too bad. He may be back this season. But what was his name? They're replacing him. I will find it in a second. But
Saw it this morning.
they
I'll look it up.
find out for me there, Chip Ron. But okay, so anyway, he happens to be jumping in this weekend when they're doing an STP throwback.
It's a really,
So
really
it
good one
looks-
too.
So he's got a petty car this weekend, and looks very, very good. But Dollar Tree is
Yes,
their main
it is
sponsor.
Dollar
and
Tree.
Ain't they have been having some business problems?
Yes, they
of
have.
late? So I don't know. How long
They
they'll be
actually bought Family Dollar.
They did.
Car, right.
And their operating model is two different. You wouldn't think it is, but it's two different things, and they don't know how to operate.
I was just
They're losing
curious
money.
if that was going to affect the NASCAR sponsorship as well. But anyway, STP is doing it this weekend. He's got a cool little car to drive in. Now we got some fun pictures and stuff from Talladega. This is be careful in turn 3, fellas. Be careful in turn 3. Sometimes you got to dodge debris. You folks on the radio, you can watch our show every Saturday on YouTube. If you want to tune in and watch it later, come watch the replays, you can on our YouTube channel, KTC Broadcasting YouTube channel. That is-
Social media, man, just follows people everywhere.
That's what
That-
that's what
is
Kyle. That's what Kyle
what
said.
Kyle was
That's
wanting to
what
do.
Kyle said that car's what like.
That's right.
Is that a bloodhound? What is that? That's not, or just it's a hound dog.
That's what it looks like to me.
Sitting there thinking of paparazzi. I can't get any privacy. Paparazzi's getting me everywhere.
Well, Tommy couldn't find he saw all the porta potties and none of them had a dog marked on it. He had the men's, the women's, the family, and so you got to do what you got to do in Daga. Now, in Daga, they're famous for what gets left over after
Oh, there's a lot of stuff as you've.
after the weekend.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We did. So this is a short thread, let's say, of things that were left behind at Talladega parking lot this weekend. We're gonna start with a Hampton Bay fire pit and chair there. Somebody left their chair. These folks left all their carpet
Oh.
from the in their camping area.
They probably got a remnant somewhere and just
A
threw it
remnant,
out.
like a
Yeah.
remnant.
Yeah.
Some lady left her beads on the ground. I don't want to know the end of that story, Tom.
Probably going to be in about 9 months. You'll know the end of it.
This says, wonder if someone's in this tent that's still set up, and do we tell them it's all over?
That's funny.
There's a couple of folks left a couple of tents there, just standing there. Well, they left their trash there, Terry. Florida Gators cornhole.
Yeah.
That's a cornhole board, yeah, or half a cornhole board.
I
I'm
bet there's a
sorry.
lot of
I've
people in
got,
America saying,
I've
"I
got to
need
say
that."
something here.
No, it wasn't.
This
it
is
wasn't
just me, but how do you forget something like this stuff? I mean,
You're
I can
drunk,
understand the
JP.
cornhole board.
That's right.
It's good.
But how do you forget that?
You're drunk.
I mean, really.
Excessive alcohol use, JP.
Someone explained the toilet paper being about 50
I don't
feet
even-
from the
I
from the
have
porta
no
potty.
I have no words.
That's the dogs. He dropped it on the way. He didn't make it.
This is actually pretty mild. So far, this is
mild.
pretty
It's
mild.
Not a wild one this
Nothing's on fire.
It's
That's what
nothing.
I'm amazed with. Nothing's
Oh,
on fire.
yeah.
year. It's nothing too bad this year. It looks like just a few things. Someone explained the mattress next to the porta potty. Tom, is that
Take two priorities right beside each other, right there.
preparation? Did they mistake that for a trash bin?
Okay.
JP, you got explanation on that one?
be honest, I have no words on that one. To be
Well,
honest,
your bedroom is right. You got a bathroom right off your bedroom in every house. I mean, there you go.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Mattress
she
up
does
against
have a
the
good
porta
point.
potty.
Corey Hamm.
Speaking of porta potties, somebody
Are
puts
you
in
serious?
couches for the line.
Nice. Look at the arrangement.
Man,
Look at the
looks
arrangement.
like being in best.
I'm guessing there was a TV and set up right
Yeah.
here camping area, and they ended up being next to the porta potty.
That's a great view. That other couch is a great view right there.
What do you do, like, when you come out of the bathroom? As soon as you come out of the bathroom,
You throw the
just
toilet paper.
staring
That's
at
what you
people
do.
on the couch.
That's why they threw the toilet paper because somebody's sitting in the seat.
Yeah, somebody said, I don't feel comfortable about this setup. As far as that couch
You
goes.
done yet?
Should you wake her up and tell her it's time to go, Tom?
I wouldn't touch it. Might be a little sticky.
Yeah.
the other, there's that other tent in the background.
Yeah.
This is like Woodstock South right here. Look at this.
It says we need a bigger version of this sign displayed throughout the campgrounds. This wet floor sign.
Huh.
It's got a little wet. There's you an air mattress and
Oh, nice.
and a full on foam mattress. That's a queen size foam.
Holy cow.
King
Yeah.
size foam mattress left behind.
How do you forget something that big? I'm sorry. I just
You
don't.
didn't.
I don't know if it was forgotten.
Yeah, it might have just been
Speaking of
brought
sleeping
for the
next to
event.
the
There you
porta
go.
potties, this guy just brought his cot set up next to the porta
That's
potty.
right.
That I can understand.
Too bad he didn't have his coffee pot on the other side.
Yeah.
It is
Thing-
funny how people just leave stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's long
Don't
the grill.
need it.
Long the grill.
Yeah.
A lot of these get bought and left behind.
Yeah.
They have a yard sale today.
and then
Pepperidge
what is
Farm
going
display.
on
Yeah.
with a Pepperidge Farm bread display.
Okay, that makes no sense. I'm sorry.
If they're not-
Everything
Not
else
only
I
did
can
they
understand.
have it,
This
then they
makes
left
no
it behind.
sense.
If they're not-
This was stolen.
If they're not sponsoring a car, they should be.
This
My
was stolen
question-
from a grocery store.
Correct, JP. That was about to be my question. My question was, Terry, was this stolen?
It was either
Stolen from a grocery store.
JP,
JP
is
just
that you?
admitted to something. didn't he?
That is not me. We don't even have anything like that at Ingalls, but it was stolen from a grocery store.
That's what I was thinking. That was stolen from a local Dega store. Today, believe it or not, today we do have NASCAR to report. Xfinity Series 3:00 practice qualifying at 3:30. Oh goodness!
Do you know I have a report out? I got cops
Oh, that was
checking.
yesterday. Sorry.
Yeah.
1:30 is the race. I got that mixed up. Go ahead, Terry.
I just want to make sure I got cops checking on people messing with my truck. Yeah, and taking pictures and stuff. And I think his name goes by TC. You know, so we'll be checking on all this.
What is what?
People destroying my truck.
I thought you had popcorn on your truck yesterday. I thought you had a truck full of popcorn.
Well, I did have popcorn. I had a great weekend last week. It just took a while.
I thought
But-
you did.
Yeah,
I thought you had a fantastic weekend, Terry.
the hot dogs were fantastic.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Oh my gosh, you're just something else. I can't deal with it.
they did have the NASCAR Hall of Fame nominees come up this week too, Kevin.
Who was nominated?
Harry
Yeah.
Gant.
he
Harry
deserves.
Gant,
he
which was the
deserves-
old one.
Taylorsville, North Carolina's
Yeah.
Harvey.
Somebody, I had a picture of him last week. Somebody took a picture of him when they drove by his house, and he was mowing his grass.
We had
without his shirt on.
Neil Bonnet.
Still.
Yeah.
The one that kind of Greg Biffle's on there. Greg Biffle, Burton, Jeff Burton.
Yeah, why are
Randy
we getting
Dorton.
so many?
Here's all right.
It's like 20.
Here's my question.
Carl Edwards is
I mean,
on there.
how
Carl,
many-
I like Carl.
How many can they select?
Here's my question. When you start getting to the point that you feel like you have to nominate people, does that not start diminishing the value of said Hall of Fame?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
and,
they had a problem is that they started really late.
That's
so they
exactly
tried
what
to
I
put
was
in
thinking.
A bunch of people that deserve
Yeah.
to be in,
Mhm.
and then they're like you're saying, like, well, how many do you put in a year after a
Yeah,
certain point? Like
that's me.
they should have been like, hey, we're gonna put in
I mean,
5 up for like
I think
5 years or
like
10
it
years,
should
and
be
after
like
that,
Major
it's-
League Baseball.
like
It
1 or
should be
2.
like.
We finally get Mr. Harry Gant going to finally come in.
But I think he deserves to be.
Yeah, he was.
I mean-
he
I
was
mean, I don't have any issues with Harry Gant, and but I mean,
He's been on the ballot for 6 years, though. That's the sad thing.
What about Greg Biffle? I'm like,
Yeah.
you. I
mean,
mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't.
Yeah,
But should it be now?
it's not yet right. And
Well,
they got,
I mean, but yes, these are racers that we
Biffle.
recognize
He's
that
not
were
a
good,
Hall of
that perform, but that
No.
perform. But I
I
mean,
know.
are they Gordon?
If you
Are
don't
they
win a if
Johnson?
you don't
Are
win a
they?
championship,
Yeah, it's. But I
and
mean,
you don't have 50 or 30 wins,
Well,
maybe.
I
I was
don't
about
know.
to
That's
say at
kinda
that point
tough,
you
though.
start talking about Junior.
Well, I'm saying, like, how many wins he got? Like,
Well,
I'll
26.
go back up. I'll tell you.
Like Junior got 26.
there's
Yeah.
got to be some type of 20 wins or something to be, or some type of limit. I would say. I mean, what classifies you if you're not?
Yeah,
It's kind of hard if you
19's what he's got.
As far as the driver goes.
I mean,
Who's
look.
that?
Biffle.
Biffle has 19, so he's not.
That's more
even-
than I thought he had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At no point
Um,
did anyone think we're watching a Hall of Fame driver, Greg Biffle.
Right.
They got Neil Bonnet on the ballot again. He's got 18
Yeah.
wins.
So Neil Bonnis with 18.
Yeah, they got Jeff Burton with 21. I didn't think Biffle won as many as Burton did, but they're pretty close. So.
And I mean, I can't believe I'm going to be. I hate saying this. Bonnet, obviously, tragic way of ending his life on the course, but I almost felt like that's like a memorial nomination.
Now, that don't mean he's going to get in. I mean, they've got Carl Edwards on the ballot again. He's been on the ballot for 4 years. He's got 72 NASCAR wins, and he ain't in.
Yeah. Now, how long can you be? See, that's another thing. How long can you be on this ballot before they eventually say you can't make it?
Well, they've got that senior committee.
Yeah,
just
they
put
got
everybody
that,
up.
and I
How
understand
many wins
that.
did you say Carl Edwards had?
72 is what it said.
Is that right?
Hold on.
National Series, okay.
Oh.
28 Cup Series.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, yeah.
I was thinking about that. I was like, that's
He's got more.
he's
Than,
got 28 in the Cup Series.
he's got more than Junior,
That's 28 is pretty decent.
and he was in the. I mean, he competed. I
He
don't-
had a couple good years.
He never won a championship, but he was in the running a couple times. I want to say he was a runner up at least once.
He had a couple good years.
I don't know what your minimum is. You know, there's arguments as far as the baseball and all that as well. The race tomorrow is at 2:00. The Worth 400s at Dover. Jimmy Johnson is racing this week. He has got a lot of wins here at the Monster Mile.
Such a-
Has he made any comments on that new car?
Well, I just told you a minute ago. About
Yeah,
the
but I'm
driving.
saying I mean,
I don't know. He can't run 10 laps.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's like him, like we was talking about a minute ago. Him and Kyle getting in his car, and they're used to those older cars. It's just like a time machine or something. It's totally different.
I don't know if he's going to finish this week if he can't make it stick. Because turn 4 at Dover,
Yeah.
you hit that bump, and it gets loose. And if you want it to be loose, and you were used to holding on a different way, I'm not sure. I don't know.
It's frustrating to me.
Well, they were talking that they made it apparently that Terry the way they're talking about it's made for the road courses more than anything as far as instead of what it's classically been used for. Let's see if I can find any more fun tweets here in a minute before we go. Any other comments, picks for this weekend here in Dover or anything like that, fellas?
I don't know if Terry will pick Kyle this week.
Yeah, I'm picking Kyle.
That's hey, loyalty, man. I like it.
You just said he's going to finish 15th.
Yeah, well, that's what he's thinking. I mean, let
He's
me
got-
compete.
He's got Kyle Busch finishing first, and the Dallas Cowboys finishing second.
Yep.
I don't understand. Well, Terry, what was wrong with your truck?
My
You sent
truck.
me pictures. I thought you were getting new tires.
Oh, I did all that. I did every bit of that. And then they was kind of telling me last week that my brakes wasn't pretty good. And then it took forever. But, I mean, they fixed them. You touch them now, buddy, and they'll stop.
That's what they're supposed to do, Terry.
Darn it.
My question is, what were they doing beforehand?